Hello everyone, welcome to another show of Relentless Reviews. I'm your host as always, Joshua Englander, and today I'm going to be reviewing one of my most highly anticipated games of the year from Rockstar Games, Max Payne 3. So, how was Max Payne this time around after such a long wait for another game? And how was the action? How was the multiplayer? Just in general, does the franchise still live up to the hype that it potentially has going forward? Well, let's check out the trailer.
The way I see it, there's two types of people. Those who spend their lives trying to build a future, and those who spend their lives trying to rebuild the past. Too long I've been stuck in between, hidden in the dark, locked on a course of destruction. Time moves forward, and nothing changes.
Alright, so let's get into the review. Now, first of all, the story. Now, the story is excellent in many ways, which really surprised me. So basically, Max Payne leaves his New York life and goes to work as a security guard in Sao Paulo, and turns out finds a lot of his so-called demons there, and it's very interesting to see his past and how it reflects in today's age, because of course Max Payne 3, one of the interesting things is that of course it's been 9 years since Max Payne 2, and I think Rockstar did a brilliant job of sort of showcasing Max Payne's age, how much older really he's become. I think that was a great way to show it. So obviously when it comes to stuff like bullet time and other things as well, including the story, it's just his age plays a factor in it, which I think is a brilliant design by Rockstar Games. So the shooting in Max Payne 3 is one of the best aspects of it. The gameplay is really, really well done, and I thought that in considering back when Max Payne 2 was created, I was kind of interested to see where Rockstar would go with today's generation of consoles and how the controls would feel compared to 2003. And they did a great job. It feels great as a third-person shooter. Of course, the bullet time is still there, which is excellent for all you Max Payne fans out there. And honestly, I think that it works really well for a third-person shooter. There are some glitches I encountered with the third-person cover mechanics, sort of like Mass Effect in a way when I encountered it, but that being said, I still think that overall it works extremely well, and it's still some of the best third-person shooter fun I've had in a long time. So the campaign took me about 13 hours or so to beat, so it's a decently long campaign, and that's a really cool thing. A lot of third-person and first-person shooters have very short campaigns, but after you beat the campaign, the multiplayer for Max Payne 3 is some of the most surprisingly effective multiplayer I have had in a long, long time. There are so many things to choose from here. While you only start with a few weapons to begin multiplayer, you have something called bursts, which are basically your abilities in multiplayer. It includes stuff like bullet time, paranoia. It's a lot of fun to use, and it really was fresh to see that out of a third-person shooter. Many third-person shooter multiplayer games just don't do that. They just don't have abilities or make it feel any more unique than it could be. I really give Rockstar credit for being able to pull that off. That is a really fun aspect to it, and even the obvious aspect would maybe just to be using bullet time because you're so used to it in the single player, but paranoia, for example, I actually found just as useful, if not more useful, and there's other ones to mention as well. So with all my positives being said, I will say there are a couple of things I want to point out. First of all, one of the things I didn't really like was after beating the campaign, it was a great story, but I didn't have that much of a feeling of wanting to go back and playing it on harder difficulties, for example. It's not the same to me. I feel like once I've beaten it once, I could just sort of play the multiplayer, and I didn't get that interest in playing the single player again. That's just honestly my opinion. It's a great story, don't get me wrong, but just replaying the campaign, honestly, I didn't want to do that. I didn't think it was that great. And also, one of the things that I really didn't like was sometimes the bullet time I would use, and it'd get frustrating. Like, I understand that you don't want to use bullet time and just use that as an escape route, basically, to kill everyone. And I understand that enemies are way better, the AI is way better, which is a good thing. But sometimes it got frustrating because you would use the bullet time, whether in single player or multiplayer, but particularly single player, where you become practically a sitting duck. You basically can't move at all, and it just and then eventually enemies could just kill you like that. And sometimes it just frustrated me. I don't know. Maybe it's just because I'm not that great of a gamer in terms of my skill, but that's just honestly my opinion on that. So with that being said, overall, Max Payne 3, I'm telling you, Rockstar Games has done it again. Every year, it seems, they make a contender for Game of the Year. I think this is without a doubt a 9.5 out of 10, a spectacular game. If you love third-person shooters, if you love unique games, if you like a good story, Rockstar has given it to you here with Max Payne 3. And they just never seem to fail. I seriously can't. I mean, look, I wasn't a huge fan of Max Payne, the first two games. I can see why people would really love them. I liked them. This is definitely the best in my opinion. But comment below and tell me if this is, in your mind, the best Max Payne game you've ever played. I'm curious to see what you guys think about that. So that's another show of Relentless Reviews. I'm your host, as always, Joshua Englander. If you are new to Relentless Reviews, hit that subscribe button above me for more video content. And if you enjoy the review, remember to like the video, remember to favorite it. Thank you so much for watching, everybody.